in the spirit of Black history. It's called SanKofa. So he asked me, what does SanKofa mean again? You know that symbol splashed with tints of black of that funny shaped bird stamped to your back with a neck twisted back and a mouth packed with the present, with the future. At first, I attempted to explain a feeling of faith liberated and facing a people's process of healing, yet lips sealed shut, keeping unmuted tones on hold, and I found myself suddenly kneeling in meditation pose, waiting for Nomo to hear the call and come home. I told him, it's a tool used to suture the wounds accumulated by all those who have tread the path of greatness with physically taxed backs, indigenous to blacks, and to soothe the ache of feet swollen from the heat of burning sand in a land packed full of broken promises and contradictions. It's to take oneself back to the past of self, to the past of the people, to gain wisdom from the triumphs and defeats of our ancestors and teachers in their fights of yesteryear in order to use as ammunition for the battlegrounds of the now. It's to offer liberation through words and hopes that present and future generations can learn from the experiences unheard and whitewashed by history texts, to learn the true context of a culture in order to reclaim a heritage stolen and shattered to pieces by time and imperialism. It is to appreciate Sundiata's reign of an African kingdom during a time preceding the white man's burden manifest, where ancient Mali experienced expansion of wealth and industry, education, and community. It's to recall the call of the original ride-or-die foot soldiers, to praise Tubman for her conduction of a train that never jumped track, never lost a passenger on the numerous trips back to Freedman Land from the belly of the Deep South. It's to appreciate Turner for being one of the first pro-life lobbyists, armed with heavy artillery used to push forward his ideas, physically raging war in his refusal to accept the hypocrisy of a slavery validated by white Jesus. It's to remember how Douglass believed in the North Star strong enough to point an out-sent carbon copy to the people with the forward to Lincoln and his boys. You see, it's Sojourner professing her truth across the nation and William Edward Burkhart establishing the first Pan-African Congress in London. It's Booker T understanding the importance of learning to do for self at Tuskegee and Garvey's ability to get the working class to commit to unity in New York City. You see, it's never to forget how Langston and Cullen shocked the world with words that rode whirlwinds of vivid pictures painted in deep reds and midnight black wrapped around the Renaissance of Harlem, blatantly outlining through poetry and prose the throes of contradictions within the status quo, reminding them that we too are America. You see, it's to never forget how Lawson, King, and King shocked the world with the power of peace, turning the other cheek and vulnerability. It's the essence of the message of the Black Panthers dressed in black leather and beret. Newton, Toure, Davis, the Jackson brothers proudly projecting the power of Pan-Africanism, African nationality, reminding us that black is beautiful, our heritage is sacred, our community, our responsibility. Cooperative economics, our duty, and our freedom is our right. Reminding us to never forget our fight, even in the lull of the night. You see, it's to remember Giovanni, Hurston, Angelo, and Barbara as true goddesses of dialect, addressing the black body and black love, black pain, and black triumph in the form of sonnets and songs. It's to appreciate West and Dyson for daring to state the truth through dissection of our past, for giving us insight into the plight of African Americans attempting flights to new heights, helping us to plan and organize efficiently for the future, and Obama reminding us through courage and humility that yes, we can, and the time is now. You see, SanKofa is a West African Adinkra symbol that reminds us to take ourselves back, way back to the past of self, to the past of the people, to gain wisdom from the triumphs and defeats of our ancestors and teachers in their fights of yesteryear, to use as ammunition for the battlegrounds of the now. You see, SanKofa is for the battlegrounds of the now.
Wow.